time now for Money Monday, and we're talking bankruptcy and debt.
And as he does every Monday morning, the president and CEO of Great Lakes Credit Union, David Seeger, is here. And David,
morning.
How are we doing?
Yeah,
well, so far, this is our total debt that we have right now.
Nice.
We're back in business again, so it's rolling again. So now there's no ceiling on our debt right now until February 7th.
We've gone up to 17 trillion.
We have 17
16
trillion.
stuck around for a while.
Exactly. It leveled off. Now we're back in business again. Now we're rolling. We're rolling at the extent of increasing our debt of $38,794 per second. That's how fast it is, right?
That is,
That's just amazing. And $3.3 billion a day we're adding to our debt.
Gosh.
Now, this whole debt and deficit thing, maybe we should touch on that really quick so people understand what that's all about. Well, this is the total amount of revenue that's coming in terms of taxes and anything else the government may be collecting. This is how much we're spending over that $3.5 trillion. And this is our deficit. This is what we have right now year to date that we're actually in the hole for.
Numbers going down.
It's going down. Well, but it varies from time to time depending upon what's coming in, what's not in terms of, because this is the first of the quarter. And then what happens is all these deficits get added into the national debt.
Right.
And the national debt now is 17 trillion. And we know how much a trillion is when we count it to a trillion. It's 11,000 years to do it. If you figure $1 per second, that's how big that number is. So this is what we're looking at. Here's what's being affected. So, like I said, we have no ceiling on our debt limit right now until February 7th of next year, and then they'll fight about it all over again.
What's astounding here is total debt per family.
Right.
$750,000 per family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And then you have also student loan debts. We were talking about that before.
Student loan debts.
It's over $1 trillion and increasing.
And mortgage debt. I mean, you can really actually stare at this. Can people go to this? Is this open?
Yes. USDebtClock.org.
What is it?
USDebtClock.org. You can look at it. And
get nice and ill first thing in the morning.
That's right.
Get on it right now.
I know, right? But there's just so much to look at in all of this. I mean, this is.
And look how fast it's going.
It's sad. Okay.
And is there an end in sight?
I don't think so. We kicked the can down the road is all we did.
Yeah.
That's all we've accomplished. Nothing else.
All right. Well, thank you, David, for being here. All right, time now for Money Monday, and today we're focusing on what bankruptcy is and what it means to the consumer.
Joining us, as he always does every Monday, is the president and CEO of Great Lakes Credit Union, David Seeger. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, David. Bankruptcy, huh?
Right, but first let's look at the markets here.
Okay.
Right now the markets are kind of mediocre. They had some ups and downs, obviously, from last week with all the news that was going on. But right now, all the indices indicate they'll be opening slightly higher than we were from the close on Friday. A lot of news coming out this week.
Overall, they like the new Fed chair.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It was a very stable choice, and so it's predictable.
To continue pumping money.
That's right. Exactly. Continue the policies of the old guys, so that is fine as well. So this is what we're looking at there. So not too bad. Unemployment comes out tomorrow. The numbers from September. It was delayed because of the shutdown.
Right.
So we'll see what happens tomorrow. There's some big news there.
Okay.
Bankruptcy. Okay. The word means bancarotta in Italian, which means broken bench. Broken bench. What has to do with bankruptcy?
Broken
well,
bench.
what they used to do then in olden times, bankruptcy has been around for a long period of time. But at any rate, in olden times, they used to make you, if you wanted to file bankruptcy as such, you would carve in or write your name of the creditors on the bench, and then at the end of the day, they'd give you an axe, you'd break the bench, and that would symbolize the forgiveness of the debts. So that's effectively what bankruptcy is.
Wow.
Been around for a long time. In Mosaic law, they had bankruptcy as well, and they came, but once every 7 years you could file bankruptcy. So that's still 7 years, is still in effect today.
Right.
And the first time it became codified in law was the statutes of bankruptcy in 1542, and of course we modified it obviously from there as well. But at any rate, that's in common law and old law, that's where it started, and it's still here today. So anyway, there's two types of bankruptcy. There's Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 for the individual. Chapter 7 is total liquidation, and that's where you sell everything and pay off your creditors, and what's left over is forgiven at that point. There's some more to it than that, but generally that's what we're talking about. Chapter 13 is a wage earner plan, whereas you reorganize your payments so you can afford them. So, and then the creditor has to accept a lower amount of payments, but you can still pay off your debts, but you get to keep your property. Those are the two basic types of bankruptcy we're looking at.
What's the Chapter 11 we hear about? Is
Chapter
that a
11,
business thing?
it's like a Chapter 13 for business.
Okay, gotcha.
Exactly.
All right. Well, which one's more common, 7 or 13?
Right now, 7.
7.
Right.
Everything. Got it.
Everything.
And once you do that, how long does that stick around on your report?
Up to 10 years, any credit report.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Doesn't go away.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, David.